Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little bit different. I honestly don't know how you guys are gonna feel about this type of content, but I got really inspired to make a video like this, and it's not really like, I'm really into some really like deep things sometimes, and sometimes I have epiphanies and thoughts that come to me and I'm like, that's a really nice piece of information. And debatably what I'm gonna share with you guys today is something that might be known by a lot of people. I don't even know, but it was something I literally thought about while driving in my car on a really long drive, and I was like, that was fascinating. So I wanted to share this information with you guys, and it's how the planets in our solar system connect to our conscious mind and also our subconscious mind, and kind of the path about how thought and manifestation works and how the planets actually reflect that in the order sequence that they're currently in. So we're gonna get a little bit into that. I have a whiteboard here to show you guys kind of what I'm talking about and to really explain it for you guys. So that's what today's video is going to be about. Hope you guys enjoy this type of content. If you do, if you're interested in it, I have a lot of these like interesting thoughts that I would love to share with you guys. If you guys are interested in it though, I don't just want to be making content that you guys are like, okay, but why? Okay, so if you guys are interested in this, let me know. We can do like a weekly like random thoughts and epiphanies episodes or something. I don't even know what to call it. If you guys have good ideas of names of what to call that, that would be awesome. So today we're just going to be talking about, again, the path of the conscious mind and how manifestation works, and also kind of the subconscious as well, and how it correlates to the planets in our solar system and their meanings and all that kind of stuff, and why they're in a certain order. Because if you guys know the crazy quote by Thoth or Hermes Trismegistus, as above, so below, as below, so above. So everything's a reflection of itself. Anything going on up in our cosmos is a reflection of what goes on down here, and anything that goes on down here is a reflection of what's going on up there. It all just reflects each other. And so if you think about how the human mind works, it actually does reflect in the planets. So we're going to talk about that today. Without further ado, let's hop right into this, starting now. So I'm going to take my black pen, and we're going to draw the first planet, which, well, actually, we're going to start with the sun. We're going to start with the sun in the middle. We're going to use orange for the sun. There's the sun. That's my beautiful circle. I hope you guys can see this in the video, by the way. I really hope so. I'll make it a bit thicker. There's the sun. Okay, and then we have Mercury that orbits around that. So we're going to draw Mercury right here. And so this is the path of consciousness. Everything starts off as light, and so the sun is light. It's the center of the universe. It's what everything revolves around. It's energy. It is source, if you guys know what that is. And then the way anything gets created, it gets created in the mind first, which is funny because Mercury, dropped my pen. So, and it's funny because Mercury is the planet known for the mind, communication, thinking, thoughts, where everything starts off from, in the mind. So this is like the beginning part of how anything's created. It starts off with source, the sun, light. It goes to Mercury, which is the mind, communication, thinking. So when you get epiphanies on things like this video, this is how this video was created. Started off with an epiphany, which is where Mercury is. And then the next planet out there is Venus. And Venus rules emotion and feeling and love and all these sorts of things. So anytime that you're manifesting anything, you'll have a thought that comes to you. And then after that thought, you're going to address your feelings based on that thought. It'll either give you bad feelings or good feelings and anything else in between that. So that's why Venus comes next. It's literally the planet of feeling, which is exactly how our body and system works. The next thing that we have is our Earth, which rules the body. And so after feeling and after thinking, you think about the actual physical world, which Earth is our physical world. So it makes sense that Earth would come next. Then we have Mars. And Mars rules action. And so the next thing that you do after you want to, you assess the physical world, you think about how can it fit in the physical, then you take action. After thinking, feeling, addressing your physical world and seeing how it can like play out, how it can fit there, you then take action on this in order to make it happen. And so that's why Mars comes next. So this is all about this is literally the process of manifestation, and it is also the alignment of our planets and what they actually mean. So Mars, again, is the action taker. This is when we finally start to do something about a current thought. If we like that thought, it's like, okay, let's go do something about it. And the next planet after that is Jupiter, which is a much bigger planet. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion, travel. So right when you take action, then you think, okay, where am I going? How big can this be? You think about the vastness of it. Also, as you start to take action, you start to go, you start to see more that's ahead of you. So more gets revealed. So with Jupiter, this is good luck, good fortune. Things are happening. It is literally the planet of expansion and philosophy. So then you start to think about like, okay, how can I expand further? How can I make this become bigger? And debatably, I'm running out of room, so I'm going to start drawing the planets down here. Just know that these are the rings of the orbits. And then we have Saturn, which has a ring around it. So there's Saturn. And what happens when we begin to expand on something so much? You then see some restriction. You see where the obstacles are because you're expanding so much, and you're seeing where your blockages are, all those types of things, which is exactly what Saturn rules. And you run into certain things where you have either certain self-doubts, or you realize the limitations of this reality because Jupiter's like, oh, this is how far I can expand, this is how far I can go. And then sometimes it's the kind of like a bit of a dreaming planet where you think about so much, and then you start to do it and you realize Saturn, the obstacles that are in front of you, the things that you need to get over, the things that you need to address, the mundane, worldly things, and you're like, okay, I was trying to go out there, go really far, then Saturn comes in with its influence. The next planet after that is Uranus. And Uranus, if you guys know what Uranus rules, it is all about unexpected, crazy ideas that pop up out of nowhere, because how do you get beyond obstacles that present them to you in the physical world? You get beyond them by thinking outside of the box. And that's exactly what Uranus is thinking outside of the box. And this is how you get past physical world limitations, belief systems, structures, society, like society's rules is kind of what Saturn's all about. And so the only way to get past that is, again, thinking outside of the box, letting the unexpected come to you, letting the unexpected happen. Then the next planet after that is Neptune. And so in Neptune, this is what is the dreamer planet, and it rules the media, it rules fantasy, stuff like that. And so right when you start thinking outside the box, what's the first thing you go to? You go towards, sometimes they seem like fantasy things, and Neptune does rule like kind of like daydreaming, thinking about fantasies, really like dreaming and thinking about fairy tales almost, kind of rules those sort of things. And so of course when you're thinking outside the box, everything's going to seem like dreamy fairy tale fantasy, and people are going to either judge you and be like, okay, you're crazy for thinking that, blah, 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 blah. And that's why they also call these planets the transcendental planets. You don't actually see them with the physical eye. They're transcendental. They're outside of our view. And so normally when you start to consciously think about things that are outside of, the regular person's like view, this is when people start to say, oh, you're living in a fantasy. You're really thinking outside the box and in a fantasy. It makes sense. You can only see these planets until like the point of, I think Jupiter, either Jupiter or Saturn's the last one that you can see with the physical eye. I think, yeah, Saturn's the last one you can see. And so right when you get to Uranus and Neptune, and even Pluto, if you still count that as a planet, you get into the point of like, this is so outside of the box. It's literally outside of the box, which that's why it rules those things in astrology. And again, then Neptune, like we're saying, like dreams, fairy tale stuff, that's what happens next. You start dreaming about the fairy tale stuff, all this kind of blah, 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 blah. Then you get to Pluto, if you guys want to count that as a planet or not. In astrology, we do still count it as a planet. Most of us do anyway, at least I think. At least I do. And so when you get to Pluto, this rules like the underworld, the depths, things that people don't even see, the covered stuff. It's ruled by Scorpio, so it's usually things that are covered, hidden outside of the view. Also with Scorpio, since Pluto's ruled by Scorpio, so I'm talking a little bit about like the definition of Pluto based on Scorpio. This is like, Scorpio loves to be the detective that goes beyond and uncovers like really hidden stuff that might not be obvious to regular people. And so that's what you get to when you start to think outside of the box and you think about all the fantasy stuff. You start to really dig deep into like the unknown kind of realms, which is like what Pluto is. And it's also kind of like the the hidden stuff. And you also start to get to like the hidden, darker like obstacles that you wouldn't have normally seen there before if you listened to Saturn's barriers, because Saturn is like the barriers of society that's like, don't go beyond that, because then you're getting into the unknown realm. That's exactly what happens when you cross Saturn, or when you cross the visible viewpoint of the human eye. So yeah, that's my video and all what I thought about the, and debatably, you know, there's probably other people in this world who have thought of this as well. I'm probably not the only one who's thought of this, but when I was driving home, I was just kind of thinking about the planets and the human mind and consciousness, and I was like, whoa, that makes total sense. And so I wanted to make a video about it and share it with you guys. So if you guys found this information cool or informative in some type of way, I find this kind of stuff so fascinating personally, and so this kind of content I love talking about. So if you guys like it too, that's going to be amazing. If not, that's totally okay. It's all good. We're still going to have lots of other content anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. If you have any other further thoughts on this, that would be really cool. We could have like maybe a little bit of a discussion if you guys want to have a talk in the comment section of this video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up. I'll have more on this if you guys are interested, by the way. If you're like, oh, actually I'm interested in that and I want more information on it, we can go deeper into it. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.